Hi, welcome to another episode of Arlene Inspires the Author Series. Today I have, you can see her on the screen already, Liza Rogers. Liza, you're amazing. I need to read a little bit about your background, so I'm reading straight from our book, The Everyday Women's Guide to Doing what You Love. And Liza is the founder for the Women's Real Estate Network. And I love this title, Dreamer and Action Taker. I love that. Welcome, Liza.
Thank you, Arlene. I'm so happy to be here. It's, oh my gosh, what a journey we've been on this summer. Hey?
It's been amazing. Hey, she's in Canada. She just gave it away. She's in Canada. I'm in Nevada. And here we are, connected through this book and network of amazing women.
Amazing.
And here we are sharing our stories. I want to read a little bit about your bio, though, because I want people to be able to understand why you're, I think, in my opinion, so amazing. For 25 years, Liza has been passionately involved in what is known to, it's now being called the co-housing movement. I love this. Liza's deep and diverse background in tourism and events has included her leading groups on world-famous European river cruises, managing eco guest houses in Bondi Beach, Australia, and being employed by 2 Olympic Games. Who has that on the resume? This is great. On her journey, she discovered everything about financing, joint ventures, and buying real estate. Liza has a wealth of information and wisdom about real estate sectors, both inside and outside Canadian borders. Wow, isn't this so important for us, specifically women, that we think that this is just only available, these joint ventures are only available to the very, very rich and famous, or very, very male sectors, when there's in fact so many amazing women like you living this dream, learning this, and now you're sharing it.
Absolutely. And you've said it, for so long, we have thought of, real estate and building wealth as something that's only available to the ultra wealthy or to men. And, not a knock to men, because we love our guys.
Yes, we do.
One of the things that we have to realize is that most people who obtain huge amounts of success in any field, they don't get there by themselves. And so with real estate, we talk a lot about joint ventures, we talk about partnerships, we talk about collaboration. And, really, the more you collaborate to build a healthy, wealthy life, the easier it's going to be to get there, the more fun you're going to have on the journey, and the relationships that you build from that are just, they're friendships and business relationships that you'll have for a lifetime.
Well, and yes, you're right 100%. But what I want to share with everyone is you have like led or like opened this path, because not only you're helping women, you're educating, you're creating a movement. I want you to talk about that real quick.
Yes.
Talk about that movement.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's and it's funny because we just launched the book yesterday. Like what timing, Arlene? We launched the book From Ordinary to Extraordinary yesterday, and we of course got #1 bestseller on Amazon. So we're super excited.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And when we talk about a movement, you're exactly right. We are really wanting women to understand that we don't want them to become a statistic. There's a couple of things that I talk about. The average age of widowhood in Canada is 56 years old, which is shocking. In the US, it's 57 years old. So women are going to be, either separated, divorced, alone, responsible for their own financial well-being at some point in their lives. And so the more you can take control of the situation, the more people you have around you who are knowledgeable, the better you're going to be. And so the movement is, find your tribe, find people who are doing what you're doing, get into a group in your local community, online, join a meetup group, do something that is going to help you get into being part of this movement. And the movement is to be, be proud about being healthy, wealthy, happy, and successful. As women, we put everybody else first, and what we have to do is start putting ourselves first.
And I want to join you in some of those stats. I have a little bit of financial planning background in me, and I got to tell you about 4 years ago, 76% of widows end up firing their financial planner because they were picked by the husband and they had no connection with that person, and they end up making decisions that of a world they have no understanding of. So it's so important that we as women start to educate ourselves, inform, and I don't mean educate ourselves in a way of, oh, you know, you don't know anything. No, it's like, okay, what do I do not know? How can I better myself? How can I like be prepared? How can I have all my ducks in a row? And how can I learn to become what I want to become, right? Whatever that path is for any woman.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's where, you know, part of the collaboration comes in, right? It's if you need to take these steps and you don't know all of the things that you need to know. You know, again, one of the things about collaborating is you don't need to know everything. What you need to be is surrounded by people who have different fields of expertise that they bring to the table. So
And you don't need to do it alone.
You don't need to do it alone, right? Like, I'm not a realtor. A lot of people think, oh, you're in real estate education. Are you a realtor? I'm like, no, I'm not a realtor. I have a number of realtors who I work with. They're the experts at finding the great properties. That's their role. You know, my accountant and my lawyer, they look at the paperwork and the numbers and help decide if it's going to be the right investment for us. We don't do any of this by ourselves. And we don't have to know everything. We just have to know how to find out where the answers are. And once you know that and you know how to ask, you know, just learning how to ask is a big thing for women, right? Learning how to say, I need help, or I am stuck with this financial planner. I need to ask, who do you go to? Who's your financial planner? Can you let me have a conversation with them and learn more about what they have to offer?
Liza, how do people can reach your how can they reach you? Where can they start?
So the easiest thing to do, I mean, email is always easy, and it's a very simple email. It's Liza, Liza, at WREN, WREN.club, CLUB. So we actually have the .club moniker at the end of our website, and the website is WREN.club. So it's a really simple one, WREN.club, and people can absolutely reach me there, and I'm on there a lot. And of course, we have a team of people who help support the whole movement.
That's amazing. And we'll have all of this information in the comments when this gets posted in social media. We'll make sure that we have that so people can reach you. And now let's talk a little bit about the book. I want you to talk about your chapter. You named it Collaborating for the Win. What inspired you to do that, to write about collaborating for the win?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, one of the things, again, that we're finding right now coming out of a pandemic, noticing, you know, we talk about co-housing a lot, noticing that there's this global trend of people feeling lonely and isolated. And that was apparent before we even went into the pandemic. And so I'm all about collaboration. And so whether you're buying real estate, living in a house with a number of other people, or buying a vacation property in Mexico that you share with your friends, collaborating to me is so important. And I think what it does, and I've kind of come up with this term, it allows us to take the R&R and then take the R&R. So we're sharing the risks and the reward of anything that you're doing that's, you know, that seems like it's a little bit risky, like buying real estate, and then taking the reward out of that. You're sharing that when you're collaborating, and you're also more free to then take the rest and relaxation that comes from creating that win through the risk and the reward. So it's kind of like share the R&R and then take the R&R.
I love it. I love it. So if you had to pick one message, one takeaway that people reading this chapter would take from reading it, what would you say that would be? Or that is your hope, at least?
Yeah, I think it, you know, really it's in the title. It's collaborating, right? I think the one thing, again, as women, you know, a lot of times we're isolated. We feel like we're on our own. We feel like we need to do everything by ourselves. There's a lot of women who become martyrs. They're like, oh, I've had to do this by myself. I must continue. So that one message is, you know, get over that, ask for help, and collaborate. That is the key message.
Yeah, that, you know, we can't say it enough, because I know I've been guilty of so many times, well, no one can do better than I can kind of mentality, or, if I share my idea, someone might take it from me, or, like I am speaking for myself and people I know that have those thoughts. It's human to have the thoughts, but if you really want to become extraordinary, you really have, from ordinary to extraordinary, you really have to overcome your own fears. And because that's all that is. It's fear, false evidence appearing real. That's what I call it. And we convince ourselves, we give ourselves the self-talk that we can do it alone, that we're good alone, and instead of embracing the tribe, right? Finding that tribe that's gonna support you and help you win. I love the message. I love the message. We don't have that much time, but I want to play, that little game I was telling you about.
Yes.
I'm gonna be easy on you. We're gonna do just two. So if I were to say, as for everyone to remember, is fill in the blank. So intuition is
listening to your heart.
I love it. Always paying attention to that heart and the gut feeling. Your heart, mind, gut feeling. For me, they're different names. What about obstacles?
Overcome them. Obstacles are there to teach you lessons, and they are to be overcome. And again, when you've got the right team in place, overcoming obstacles is part of the journey.
I love it. Everyone, Collaborating for the Win is the name of our chapter. Liza, I am so grateful that you are able to be here today to spend this time with me and our audience to talk about your chapter and your movement. I love the inspiration. I love what you're doing. Please keep at it. There's so much out there to do for us women in the financial education field. And I really appreciate you. Is there anything else you want to add?
Arlene, just thank you for what you're doing as well. I mean, it's just so great. We're all growing these tribes. We're finding our people. Women are really starting to, there's movements across the world for women to become educated, to become empowered. And thank you for the work you're doing. And thank you for letting me be on the show today. And to all of the viewers out there, take the chance, take the risk. You've only got one life, and go out there and find your tribe and start collaborating.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's no better time than the present. Now, let's do it. Yeah. Absolutely. I love the message. Again, thank you. And thanks everyone for watching. Until next time.